Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is mostlydarius. This is the discussion. Today we're going to be discussing Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 1. Guess who's coming to Whitnik? Shout out to all the doctors' wives and doctors' husbands. This is one of the best shows on Bravo. I just want y'all to know that. This show better never get canceled. But before we get into it, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram at mostlydarius, and then also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the discussion. And TikTok too. I'm on TikTok now. I'm trying to get into it. I never really liked TikTok, but that's another story. Let's get into this recap. We get the opening scenes. One of the scenes that stood out to me was when Toya and Eugene were together. They were clearly insinuating they had some adult time. That was interesting because, last season they were not really having the best time romantically. So it's good to see them getting along again. Toya and Dr. Eugene are probably, besides Dr. Cecil and Simone, my other favorite couple. I feel like they just let us in. They're really real and transparent. Dr. Eugene is a good husband, it seems so on TV. And Toya could be a handful, but for the most part, she's a good mom and a wife, seemingly. So, no complaints there. So after that, we get to Dr. Simone and Cecil. They're talking about planning a college reunion. It's the 35th college reunion. Cecil said he reached out to so many different people that attended colleges in Atlanta. And he said Freaknik this year is going to be the theme of the party that they're throwing. And it's going to be called Whitnik. So that was cute. He says that most of his friends never were able to go to Freaknik. So this is their way of throwing the party so more people can attend. And he asked Simone, he was like, did you invite, all the ladies? She says, I invited everybody I keep in touch with. And, I don't see a thing wrong with what Simone said, but, Cecil, he's like, okay, and what do you mean by that? And she's like, well, like what I said. And he's like, well, did you invite Quad? And I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, did Quad want to be invited? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the question that needs to be answered. Did Quad want to be invited? Simone looked at that man like he was crazy. And I would have looked at him the same way had I been in that room. After that, we get Dr. Heavenly. She goes to visit Quad. She dropped the vase on the damn driveway. That was actually kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Because she still walked in there and handed them flowers to her with no vase. So they get to Quad's interview and she's saying that it's basically been a roller coaster since New York because everybody wants her to apologize. And I'm just like, Quad, you barely apologize unless it comes with conditions. Like only time Quad apologizes is when she's like, but the only reason is because but it's like, girl, if you apologize and you sorry, then just say you're sorry and move on because your friend was hurt. She always went to do a tit for tat kind of thing, and it's cool. Like, I'm a little, tit for tat. I think everybody got a little tit for tat in them sometimes, but it's just like, girl, it's just like you don't really want to be friends with these people because they ask you to apologize and you act like it's the end of the world. You're acting like it's the end of the world. So that's just how I see it. Y'all gotta let me know, in the comments, because from what I've seen with Simone and Quad, it always seemed like Simone was trying to be there for Quad, trying to be on Quad's side. I don't know if y'all remember a few seasons ago, Simone invited Quad out to a dinner to, just basically fill her out, see what's going on after they had their little, thing with the group, because the whole group wasn't feeling Quad back in the day. Do y'all remember the group wasn't even feeling Quad a few seasons ago? Because she was late to everything, like how she was late to Freaknik, but we're gonna get to that later. Do y'all not remember that? When she came late, when Simone was sitting there waiting for her? Whatever. Y'all have selective memory, but you know what? Whatever. Heavenly being the only person that reaches out to Quad out of all of the ladies doesn't really shock me because Heavenly is the person that cares about being on this show the most. Because this is what really is going on. Heavenly is kissing Quad's ass. Like, I get it. At the same time, nobody wants to be isolated and feel like they're put on an island by themselves to, be away from the rest of the group and all of that. But at the same time, Quad, you never talk about what you did to put yourself in that position. It's always about what somebody else did. Let's call it what it is. The only reason Quad apologized last season was because she wanted to be back on this season with these girls. She knew if she wasn't cool with anybody, then she would not be on the show like that. They would have iced her out. That's why she was using Phaedra to get her, back in the group. But she want to shit on Phaedra now too, all because Phaedra said that she not really feeling the show. And I don't blame her because y'all trying to bring her ex on here and be messy with his girlfriend that he got his things going on in the news with. So it's just like, we can get to all of that later in the season, but I just, I'm going on a little tangent right now because it's just like, I don't understand why Dr. Heavenly is over here kissing Quad's ass, apologizing to her. And I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, though, Heavenly is kind of being fair because she did say that, Quad doesn't deserve that when she's done so much too. And I agree. Heavenly has had her fair share of problems with a lot of people on the show. So I agree with her when she says that it's kind of funny how they can forgive her but not Quad. And see, Dr. Simone says something in this next scene because they cut back to the scene with Simone and Cecil. And Dr. Simone says that they left off good in New York, but then Quad started reading comments on social media. And this is, mind you, this is Dr. Simone's perspective because from Quad's perspective, I think Quad kind of might have let it go, but like she said her family was a little affected by the things that Simone said too. So I could see how, bringing it back up, having to rewatch it and relive it could like get some emotions involved. At the same time though, Quai, you was going back and talking to Simone in her dressing room. And I do feel like Quai has a habit of letting people online gas her up. And I really respect Dr. Simone because she doesn't let people change her opinion on how she feels about certain things. How she feels is how she feels. So then Cecil starts to question, like, why can you forgive Heavenly, but you can't forgive Quai? And I'm just like, all of this is fair. And then Simone goes on to say, like, at least Heavenly is inviting me over her house and she has, she's forgiven me and we can move on and talk about it. Like, Quad don't invite me over. She don't come around. She show up late to stuff, X, Y, and Z. Can we really blame Simone for not really seeing it for Quad? Like, I need y'all to be realistic. If somebody was treating y'all how Quad treats you in real life, I don't see y'all being too apologetic. So I don't think that we need to put that on Dr. Simone. It's kind of corny to me. She said that her relationship with Quad is surface level. And I can see that. I can literally see that being the case. Quad is a Taurus, y'all. If you know anything about earth signs, anyways, we get to Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea. They're on the car ride, and they talking about nothing new. The same thing they were talking about last season, trying to have a baby. They get to Phaedra's house, and Greg says that T doesn't know how to swim, and Phaedra says that her kids know how to help people swim. So it was kind of funny to see them hanging out together. I'm kind of surprised that they gravitated towards each other, especially after the reunion that we just had. That was a little questionable. The things that Dr. Greg was saying were a little bit questionable, I have to be honest. They asked each other how they doing. Phaedra says, I'm doing good, and Phaedra is definitely doing good. I mean, y'all see her all over y'all TV screen. Stay mad. Phaedra asked Greg how he's doing after everything that's been going down with, like, not only life, but with Heavenly saying all that stuff about Sweet Tea. And, he says that he feel like Sweet Tea is justified in what she said because Heavenly started it, which she often does. And I get that's the reality TV game. Heavenly, you was out of pocket at the same time. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, you was really trying to sit there and say that girl trapped Dr. Greg, which if she did, that's none of your business. You don't care about Dr. Greg that much. You don't care. And that's why Simone was getting on Heavenly last season, because she was like, girl, even if she knew or whatever, or she didn't want to go to this certain doctor or whatever you trying to, like, whatever you're trying to say, what does that have to do with you? Like, she all up in Sweet Tea. See, like, damn. I just have so many mixed feelings about it though, because Heavenly kind of do make a good point. If Sweet Tea knew she had these problems prior, she is very vocal about she got Greg where she want him, yada yada yada. So I mean, I could see why Heavenly would say that, because she wouldn't say that had T not put it out there. So I don't know. It's very, very, you know what I'm saying? Very complicated. I do feel like Sweet Tea wasn't ready for the reality TV world. I think she's getting a little acclimated quicker than I expected, but I don't think that it's cemented in her how it will obviously be in somebody like a vet, like Dr. Heavenly. Like, she knows the game like this. That's why Bravo allows her to cut up, because they know that situations like what she has with Sweet Tea and on Instagram Live and all that will be aired on a show exactly how we're watching it. Dr. Heavenly, she was doing a lot, like calling Greg an abuser and all this. And I'm just like, we can get into all of the things if we want to, but at the same time, it's like, you can't expect to do that and then for somebody not to clap back at you at the same time. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to feel. I got mixed feelings. I feel like both of them got their little faults, but that's life. Two things can always be true at one time. That is life. So we get to Dr. Damon and Heavenly's house with Cecil and Dr. Simone. And I was like, it's cute that they all greet each other. And Cecil brought out a bottle of Crown Royal. And I thought that was really nice to see Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Simone get along. It's really, it warms my heart when I see all three of the doctors get along. Because I don't know why. I like when I see all of the ladies get along. But it's something about when the doctors, especially Simone, Jackie, and Heavenly get along. Because, the history between Jackie and Simone, they were like best friends. But also Heavenly and Jackie have their relationship, and I feel like that kind of got in the middle of Jackie and Simone, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. I think if y'all have a common love for Jackie, y'all should be able to come together, but that's easier said than done. I'm not even gonna lie, because Heavenly be out of pocket sometimes, most times. They hired a hibachi chef, that was pretty yummy. And Cecil started to big up Damon and Heavenly for being gracious hosts, and then he gets right into the mess. He get right into Sweet Tea. He's like, what's up? Like, and Dr. Heavenly was like, I was bothered when she said what she said about my husband cheating. But it's like, I don't know if T was saying she knew. I mean, she did say Heavenly told her, but I think that she was just really going off of what Mariah said, which kind of maybe makes me think that T was watching the show. I mean, I'm pretty sure she was. I'm like almost like 99% positive that T was watching the show. Dr. Heavenly said that she was bothered about that. We get production showing us that Heavenly started the drama by mentioning Sweet Tea, saying that Sweet Tea's mom got a better chance of having babies than she does, which I don't know if Heavenly knew that Sweet Tea's mom was dead, but like either way, like, girl, you always talking about somebody's mother. And it's like, sheesh. Like, I don't know how somebody could just walk around talking about everybody's mother like that, but she must be untouchable. Because that's the only time I could see somebody walking around talking about somebody's mother. Because, like, you talking about somebody's mother like that, do you not know the repercussions of that? Like, I think it's because she on reality TV, because in real life, I don't see Dr. Heavenly just going around talking about somebody's mother. But then again, maybe she might. You know, Dr. Heavenly is full of surprises. Dr. Heavenly act like she had these strong feelings about her calling her dentist the menace, saying that Sweet Tea was talking about her practice and all of that. And I don't know, I just feel like it was a little uncouth for Dr. Heavenly to be talking how she was talking. As a doctor, I mean, you want to be proud and respected as a doctor. I mean, and she is. And I think that's why she does this. Because she says herself, like, oh, the show, even though I'm messy, like, it still got me, you know. Like, so I don't think Heavenly's going to change. I think she is who she is. And I think it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. Damon started to say that him and Greg are still trying to mend things, and he hopes that their wives can mend things too, but I don't see that happening with Heavenly. Even though Heavenly says that she's good, Heavenly brought up Quad, and she was like, you know, Simone, I think you owe Quad an apology. I'm just like, oh my God, like, it's so annoying. Like, why are you bringing it up? And I get it, you know why? Because Simone was wrong at that reunion for saying what she said. I just felt her in the moment because it just felt like if she didn't give an example, Quad was going to keep trying to play in her face. And I think that Simone was tired of Quad trying to play in her face. Like I told y'all, she is the only one on the cast when everybody was against Quad a few seasons ago and not feeling Quad because she wanted to do her other show and she didn't want to open up about what she was going through in the marriage, X, Y, and Z. Simone was there. She was trying to be there. And I think that at the reunion last year, she just was tired of Quad playing in her face. Like, girl, you gonna sit here and act like I'm not really there for you? I think Simone was really pissed off. So she took it there. She did. Not to say she was right about what she said, but she wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was wrong, but she wasn't wrong, if that makes sense to y'all. Like, she was right. She is there for Quad when the cameras are down, when the lights go out. And I think that's what pisses her off about Quad, is that it doesn't, maybe it doesn't seem like that to Simone. Maybe it doesn't seem, like she said, it seems surface level. Maybe it doesn't seem like that when it's time for Quad to be there for Simone. And I can see that. After that, Simone said, girl, I said it, and she was right in my face in my dressing room. But then Heavenly was like, oh, you know, that's how Quad is. But why we gotta keep adapting to how Quad is? Like, why? Why does why y'all keep adapting to how she is? Do she adapt to anybody else and how they are? No. So I don't understand why Heavenly is sitting here doing that. Heavenly is going to do that until Quad turns on her, and I can't wait for it. I know it's gonna happen. Dr. Heavenly and Quad, I don't see that relationship lasting for too long. I think it's very beneficial. I don't see it happen. I don't want to put I don't want to put negativity in the air, but I just don't see that lasting. I just don't. Simone called Cecil Quad's representative, and I agree, because Cecil was like, you're overdoing it. Like, I get it, you know, I get it. You know, you like Quad. We get it. Calm down. Heavenly seems to be a little mature about it. She's like, you know, telling Simone, oh, we're older and we should be more mature and da da da. And I'm like, I'm with Simone. Like, I'm like all about matching energy. Like, girl, bye. You want to play in my face, and now you want to act like your feelings hurt. You want to run around here playing victim. So whatever. That's what Quad does. Plays victim. Anyways, we get into this Whitnik, and everybody's getting ready for Whitnik. I like the decorations and stuff that Cecil and Simone put up. The party looked nice. Phaedra and Toya were getting ready together, and it really made me sad that I couldn't see their friendship blossom. I think that Toya just didn't come correct. Like, I think that the way she was coming to Phaedra last season was, oh, you need a man, you need a man, you need a man. And Phaedra was like, girl, I don't need a man. Like, what do you mean? Like, you need a man. I don't need no man. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm Phaedra Parks. And I think that that's where the disconnect comes with Toya and Phaedra, is because, you know, even we see on the preview when she said that she's seen Apollo and she started asking Apollo about his marriage. Like, girl, you nosy. Like, why are you, like, mind your business? So I think for that reason, Phaedra and Toya probably would never be friends. And Toya was kind of throwing a little slick shots at Bravo Fan Fest in Miami. So it is what it is. Really hate that they couldn't be friends. I feel like they could be really good friends, like a duo that we didn't even know we needed. But people don't want Phaedra on this show, and I understand that too. So, you know, it is what it is. Phaedra talks about how she never went to Freaknik in the 80s because she was a good student and a Christian woman. I'm just like, Phaedra, I love you, but don't piss me off with this Christian woman stuff, for real, because don't piss me off. Like, please, don't piss me off. And it's not even like, you know what? I don't even want to say that because I don't want to come off disrespectful to her religion. But at the same time, it's just like that stuff be so like, even towards the end of the episode when Dr. Eugene was like, oh, you know, I'm a Christian, so we forgive and we turn the other cheek. Like, that's the problem. Y'all be forgiving and turning the cheek to people that be acting weird. I'm not turning no cheeks and I'm not forgiving you. But maybe that's my problem, that I don't really forgive people that do me wrong. Because it's like, why would you do me wrong? And not want to apologize genuinely. That's where it gets me with Quad. But whatever. Dr. Jackie says that she couldn't go because she was also a student. Same story with Dr. Damon. So, you know, that's a doctor's story, and they were also in school, whatever the case may be. Cool. We get all the arrivals. Dr. Jackie and Dr. Curtis, they arrive with Heavenly and Damon. Cecil and Simone arrive cool as hell. I love the little car that they had, was pumping up, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Eugene, Toya, and Phaedra, they all arrive together. So then why Dr. Jackie compliment Phaedra booties? Is she gonna say, girl, you can move away from my husband? Insecure much? What do you think? Curtis is going to try to fuck with Phaedra next? Like, I mean, golly. I mean, she was probably just joking, but you know, all jokes got truth in them, honey. Get away from her husband, like she said. Phaedra comes for Dr. Damon's look in the interview. She said that she knows he was in school, so he's giving student on a budget. He don't got no LL Cool J. And I know Heavenly is not going to be happy about that. I meant to watch the Instagram live they did that night, but I just couldn't keep up. I know Heavenly had a mouthful when she said that. Do not talk about Team Daddy and let Heavenly find out. She's not playing that. After that, Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea arrived with Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott. Bro, I literally forgot that Contessa was filming this season. I'm like, yo, we're in for a surprise. Like, this season's about to be good. Like, season 11, they're about to take it. I remember seeing pictures of Scott and Contessa filming over the summer, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't know the capacity that Contessa would be coming back in, but I was excited nonetheless because she kind of left off on a weird note after her whole thing with Heavenly. So I wanted to see her back. And I also feel like, you know, they didn't keep Dr. Alicia. So it's like, why would y'all even, I don't know. Everybody is so shocked that Contessa is there, including myself. Heavenly says she don't even know why Dr. Greg and T invited Contessa and Scott. She was like, they might take turns fighting her. But I'm also like, I don't know if it was Dr. Greg and T that invited her. I'm pretty sure Dr. Simone and Cecil are still probably cool with Contessa and Scott. Like, whatever. It's the show. Y'all know how these invitations go. Let's not act brand new. But I guess that's breaking the fourth wall, so I'll let y'all slide with that. Heavenly asks Contessa for a hug. Contessa is shocked. Dr. Greg says what's up to Damon. Dr. Damon is shocked. And Damon was like, he's also not really that mad about what happened at the reunion. And I kind of probably think he's not. I mean, nothing really that bad happened to him. His reputation wasn't on the line. Except for when he wanted to get mad about Dr. Greg not answering the question about do he think he's a cheater. Dr. Greg doesn't know what you do after hours. Like, how do you want somebody to say that you're not a cheater when they don't know what you do when they're not around? That doesn't make any sense. And that's what I'm going to get to later on in the episode. I do not like that about Dr. Damon and Heavenly. It's feeling like they're trying to, I don't even know how to explain what they're trying to do. I don't want to say manipulate the situation, but it's like at the same time, don't ask me about some shit I wasn't there for. I can only go off what I know. Do I know you to be a cheater? No. But do I know if you're cheating? No. I don't know anything when I'm not around you. Dr. Simone starts making an announcement. Of course, Quad arrives late, like how she did a few seasons ago when Simone was trying to talk to her. Simone is like floored by this. She's like confused. She's like, girl, I didn't even know that, you know, she was coming. She's on a microphone at this point making an announcement. She's confused. Quad is in her interview like, you know, I'm, you know, here because Cecil invited me. I know she's happy that she got an invite because that means that she gets a film. And I'm not mad because, you know, you want a bag real quick, but you don't even like them, right? I thought, because to me, you know, I'm sorry, Quad could act like she likes them all she wants. She don't like them. She does not like them. I don't care. I feel like every chance that Quad get, she's going to try to shit on them. She does not like these ladies. And maybe she likes Heavenly because Heavenly is kissing her ass and apologizing. I don't know what it is, but I know Quad really do not probably like these girls like that. How I see it. That's how I see it based on the show. Simone said it's true Miss Quad fashion to arrive late and uninvited. Now, I don't know if Quad has ever been arriving uninvited, but she definitely arrives late. She definitely does that. Simone says she doesn't know why Dr. Jackie and Heavenly apologized to Quad. Like I said earlier in this recap, I have to respect Simone for standing on what she said and how she felt, regardless of if she was wrong or right. It's about how you feel is how you feel. Then you can apologize later, but don't sit there and act like you're sorry because the fans want to like come at you or whatever. She said she don't know if the fans got to Heavenly and Dr. Jackie, but the fans didn't get to her, and she wasn't apologizing. And I gotta respect it because you apologize when you're ready. You don't apologize when you feel forced. That's why I don't understand why Quad is apologizing at the reunion last season. Girl, you're not that sorry. Eugene, he greeted Quad, and Cecil was just jumping for joy at this point. He's so happy because he sees Dr. Eugene and Quad talking. You know, they had their issues when she was calling him Eugenia, whatever she called him was disrespectful. I don't know. Eugene's, like I said, he turns his cheek. He's a Christian, yada, yada, yada. Contessa is telling Simone, maybe we should go and speak to Quad. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is so annoying. Like, why I keep trying to force somebody to speak to somebody they don't want to speak to? Like, it's so annoying. It's annoying. She don't want to speak to Quad. She don't have to. Like, that's aggravating. I recently just had friends do that to me. I was around somebody I used to be really close friends with, and they were trying to make me talk to her. And I'm just like, I don't want to talk to her. Like, she hurt my feelings. She did something wrong. And y'all don't understand that, but mind y'all business. Unless y'all trying to really solve the problem and talk about the thing. See, the thing is, people never want to talk about the root of the issue. People want to gloss over what they did. Like Dr. Eugene said, they want to turn the other cheek. No, we're not turning the other cheek. We're going to talk about why we got to this place. We're going to talk about it. Simple. Toya asked Simone, do you want to talk to Quad? And she's like, no, I don't want to talk to her. And, I had a few margaritas. Like, I don't want to talk to her. No. Dr. Scott rapped on stage. It was so funny. I think Dr. Scott is kind of funny when he's not being toxic with Contessa. I do not like what I've seen of their marriage. I hope they've gotten it together over the seasons and they've done some self-reflecting. Towards the end of the episode, Sweet Tea confronted Damon, and you got Dr. Heavenly in the background. Damon, sounding like a mother in Walmart trying to find a kid. Then you got Dr. Greg walking over, and he's like, oh, okay, you guys are talking. But it didn't go how Dr. Greg was thinking it may have went, because here comes Dr. Heavenly. She's like, oh, like, nobody's talking to my husband when I'm not there. And I get it. It's the husband on husband and wife on wife conversation at this point. And Dr. Damon is just always so monotone and emotionless. And Heavenly is just so delusional, because it's just like, girl, you're coming over here and you're acting like you didn't start a lot of the stuff that happened. Like, you are a troublemaker. You're a troublemaker. Let's call it what it is. You're a troublemaker. So I don't think that Heavenly sees it that way. She sees it as, oh, we're on TV. This is not real life. I think that's probably how Dr. Heavenly sees it, until somebody wants to talk about her husband and her marriage that mind you, she never talks about. Then it's not a joke. Then we getting offensive. Then we getting mad. Then we getting, oh, don't do this. Don't talk about this. Because Dr. Damon is like, oh, don't talk about my wife. And it's like, your wife is talking about everybody. You can't expect, like, I don't get it, y'all. I really don't get it. I don't dislike Dr. Heavenly. I think Dr. Heavenly is funny. I think she's a good addition to the show. I think she's an essential to the show. I liked her when she came on the scene and she was checking Dr. Jackie about her fat phobia. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as the seasons have gone past, it's just like, Heavenly, when is enough enough? I don't know. She might not know either. And that's why she does the things that she does. But anyways, she told T that she could have her mother come and talk to her. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I think at this point, Heavenly knows that T's mom is dead, because this is after like the Instagram live and stuff, right? I'm assuming so. Either way, stop talking about her mother. Stop doing that. T's like, girl, if she get disrespectful again, I'm gonna send her a cease and desist. I'm like, I don't know if reality TV is for you, T, at the same time. But then again, T wouldn't be the first person to send a cease and desist on TV, I don't think. Because didn't Candy do that? Didn't Candy do that? Or was about to? I don't know, but she wouldn't be the first person to, send a cease and desist. They basically get a scene caused on them at the party, and Simone's like, this is what ruined Freaknik in the first place. I'm like, Simone, you got a point. But what I will say is that I enjoyed this episode. Definitely a good start to the season. Let me know how you feel about everything in the comments. I'm not trying to do too much on anybody. I like everybody on this show. Sometimes I don't like Quad on the show. Not in real life. I don't know these people, obviously, but what I've seen, I really don't like too much of. If you guys have different opinions, I'm always open to different opinions. If you're respectful, comment, like, share, subscribe to my channel for the next recap. I'm also doing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I did a little Salt Lake City recap. Not sure if I'm going to be doing them this season, but you can go and look at that. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at mostlydarius and at The Discussion. And you can also follow me on TikTok at mostlydarius. And I appreciate you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.